of the Hotspot Show with your favorite girl, Benita Okori. And then we are present at the General Manager, Lagos State Traffic Management. That's Mr. Olawale Musa. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm so happy to be here with you today, and thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And we quickly would like to know you before we go into the main question for the day.
How do I know?
Lots of viewers are actually watching. I'm very sure we're actually live, if I'm not mistaken. Thousands of people are watching. So some people know you at some point, some people don't know you at some point. So for those who don't even know you, would like to just know briefly about
it. Like you said, my name is Olawale Musa, General Manager LASMA. I've been in service of the state for 26 years plus. So I've been in different capacities. I worked with several agencies before I was deployed there to come and revamp LASMA. So I've been around.
Okay. And now that you are in this system, how easy has this been for you? Because there are a whole lot of challenges for this kind of job. How easy has it been for you? What are your challenges? We'll start from there.
You know, this job has two phases.
Okay.
One is managing your staff, then the other is managing the public. The managing of the staff has been a bit easier because we have so many programs on ground.
Okay.
So many things we can do in-house to checkmate whatever our staff do on the road. Okay, but members of the public, that's another ball game. It's always, members of the very negotiation, very difficult to deal with. So that's been our major challenge, dealing with members of the public. But by and large, we have been receiving a lot of cooperation. But the major cause of friction between our staff and members of the public has been indiscretion amongst our men. That is, I don't like your face, you talk to me anyhow, I issue you a fine ticket. That we have completely eradicated that. So it's getting better, but we are not there yet.
And before we went on air, I was talking to you about then when I was still in primary school and the likes of it, the rate of traffic as at then was not encouraging. You have to scream, you have to shout, you have to tell the people to make use of the pedestrian before they can cross. But now that you came into existence, the traffic has reduced, the people keep paying attention to the instructions you give to them. How have you been able to manage that? Because some people don't want to listen to instructions, but you people come and then say, this you have to follow. So how easy has it been for you?
Yeah, it's a lot of things that are working all together. The traffic will be better if the roads are better. We have more wider roads. We created a lot of laybys, all those stuff that are there. Then we have more staff. Before it used to be about 1,000. Now we're about 4,500. So then we did what we call reorientation of our staff. What we had initially was we had a situation where members of our staff always engage in fist cuff with members of the public. That has been eradicated to best minimum. You hardly see our staff are fighting outside because we dare not fight with members of the public because we tell them those are your employers, they pay your salary. So we try to reorientate our staff. So and they are more, we focus their energy rather than appending vehicles to traffic control. Although that has also come with some of its challenges too, because we don't necessarily want to apprehend. So negotiations sometimes want to take that for granted, so they start misbehaving. It also comes with some challenge, but generally it's just a concerted effort at reorientating our staff for better performance.
Okay, and for road users, there are rules and regulations most of them don't even know about. And then when the LASMA officers stop a road user and then he says, you are being stopped because of this particular offense. And then the next thing the road user will say, just because I just did this. And then how come I don't get to know where the rules and regulations are coming from? But for road users, where can they find rules guiding them?
Once you mention road user, it's not the job of LASMA to teach a driver the rules. You are supposed to know those rules before you start driving. But because of our peculiar situation in Nigeria where you just ask all mechanics to start teaching how to drive, Within months, you have your driver's license. You know, all those have been on ground. Okay, we are all from Lagos, so we have those issues. These are rules that you should naturally know before you have your driver's license, and it happens. You see people, they tell you they don't know. There's no ignorance in law, because you are supposed to know it before even being in that vehicle to drive. So it's always an issue. So it's not the duty of a LASMA officer to tell you what to do online. And you know what? Traffic rules are universal. The same rules you have in Lagos, you have in the UK, you are everywhere in the world. The same rules, something can get online. Nobody needs to teach you that. I don't need to even give you any pamphlet. You just go online, you can easily get it. One way, once the sign is there, it's one way. The no parking sign is universal. You know, zebra crossing, you don't get to the UK and see their own is red and blue. It's always black and white, you understand? So it's universal. Traffic rules, traffic signs are universal. So the problem is people pray, they want, I didn't know. No, there's nothing like I didn't know when it comes to law. You must know before you drive. I have a friend who had driven in Nigeria for 20 years. He got to the UK, he went back, he couldn't drive for 2 years. Because you just have to know those things before you get to the road. And he failed like 3 times before he eventually got his driver's license. Because those are things you should know. You must pass before you get that driver's license, which gives you the right to drive on the road. But it's the other way around. You get the driver's license, then you now start learning the rules. But gradually that will change, because once you disobey, you send it to the driving school. That is the Lagos State Drivers Institute.
Okay, that's where I was about going to ask you.
To orientate at least once you know. And that is why you see sometimes you see LASMA asking for a driver's license. When you see somebody committing this type of offense, this offense that doesn't make sense, you begin to ask yourself, does this person have a driver's license? So they ask you to, once you don't have it, you face the law.
Exactly. So you just answered the question I was about asking you. For people who are about learning how to drive, or they've learned how to drive rather, or still about learning how to drive, is there a school that for LASMA that you have for them that, okay, you can come to LASMA office to learn some rules guiding the roads, your side mirrors? You get to see some people when they drive, they don't even have side mirror. I was in a gathering and then somebody was saying, oh, look at the way this person is just driving anyhow. And I wish these LASMA people can tell them, or you can come to this office, or they can actually go online, print out, and then have the rules guiding road users. So is there any school?
Yeah, we have the Lagos State Drivers Institute, but it's basically, the Drivers Institute is basically for professional drivers. You understand? We have the driving school. Let me tell you, what we have been trying to do is to encourage voluntary compliance. Like if you have an organization, you need to educate your staff, or you need to educate your drivers. You can always write to us, we'll come to you on our own to at least to educate your drivers on the rules. Okay, but the truth is, these are rules that you should naturally know before driving. Okay? It's not something that you should not have your driver and you start learning, and you continue to have problems on the road. Okay, but the Drivers Institute is Lagos State own. You can always go there, but we refer offenders to Drivers Institute for the training. Okay, so it's there, it's available, but we don't naturally do it. It's not our job. It's driver. But if you want us to come and educate the staff or members of your organization on the driving rules, we are very much available. But we have a department that does that goes around, goes to mosques, churches, okay, different organizations to orientate members of the public. That's our public enlightenment and advocacy. They do that. Okay, once in a while. They go to schools too, secondary schools, university, to educate members of the public. Okay, but we don't naturally teach people how to drive. No.
Great. Talking about your staff, in the course of our conversation, I realized that you were talking about your staff. I think you're a man of the people, and you really love your staff. You carry them along. I've seen a whole lot of times where road users abuse LASMA officials and all. What are the things guiding you, the LASMA officials, when they get assaulted by road users?
Now, first of all, we like to encourage members of the public never touch a LASMA officer. We found at it seriously. And we also encourage our staff never to touch members of the public. Okay, if you have issues with our staff, we have different platform where you can lay your complaints, and I assure you we deal with them. Okay, but you see, we always have conflict with members of the public. Why? When you commit an offense, you must physically take hold of your vehicle. That's the greatest challenge. And if that's my source of livelihood, like I'm going to work now, I commit an offense, I have to go back and pick my children with that car. You know, that resistance will be there naturally. Okay, so that's been a major problem, and that is why we want to go start using technology, deployment of technology. But it's very, very difficult because Lagos State, a lot of people come in and out of Lagos. Even when we deploy the technology, the data has to be there. Okay, if we have our own data in Lagos, I'm not sure Ogun State has it. And you know, Lagos is surrounded by Ogun State. A lot of people come in and out of Lagos from different states. So it becomes very, very difficult for you to locate an offender, okay, after committing an offense.
Exactly.
So you see, what they've done as abroad is they remove that interface between the traffic controller and members of the public. You commit offense, nobody runs after you.
Exactly.
Camera picks it and sends you a bill. But it's been difficult here in Lagos because one, Lagosians are very, very mobile. I'm sure the house we were living 2 years ago is not where you live now. Very, very mobile. You know, unlike there, you can stay in the same house for 10, 20 years. Okay, so we have that challenge here. So when we can't locate an offender, it becomes an issue because the fine that are supposed to
them.
You can't even locate to even give them the ticket. You get. So that's been the major problem that was commit an offense. So people resist naturally. The other one that we've tackled, like I said, is that indiscretion. Like, I don't like your faith. So what we've now done is, we don't give tickets anymore. We give you a court summon. Okay? You go to the courts. So when you go to the court, you have the right to prove your case. The LASMA as an agency will also be there to prove their case. It's not left to the magistrate to say you are guilty or not. And it's the magistrate that will tell you, okay, go and pay so fine. You understand? But people, because of the time, because sometimes we have incidents where the magistrate say, oh, let this one go. And we have incidents where the magistrate will say, add more money. Even if the money had been, maybe the fine had been 50,000, the magistrate can say 100,000 additionally, voluntary service, what do we call it? Community service. Okay, they even add it depending on the type of and the countenance, how the magistrate see it. So we have removed that. Okay, but the other aspect is, not taking vehicles physically until we are able to deploy enough technology. We are still going to have that type of conflict. But we just enjoy people never abuse a LASMA officer, and LASMA officer never abuse member of the public. If you have issues, take it up with us and we'll deal with it.
Okay, and a few more questions, like I said before we go. If a road user is being assaulted by a LASMA officer, how are they going to report the case? Is there a phone number, email address, a channel where a road user can report the case of a LASMA officer?
We give our phone numbers out. You can, my number, don't call, send me a message, I will not call back, but somebody will call you back immediately. You can come to our office, make a complaint, I will see it. Facebook, make a complaint, we'll see it. Instagram, Twitter, we get so many avenues of complaints. But it's not, you see, what we've learned is that most people ab initio must have committed an offense. And you see, respect is also reciprocal.
Exactly.
Okay? If you respect the person talking to you, then you demand that type of reciprocal respect. But most people look down on some of these officers, and I'll tell you, a lot of them are garbage. I have so many of them that are better qualified than me, the GM.
Exactly.
Okay? So when you just see somebody that you look at, who is this, talk to you anyhow, it's not every time that somebody you can maintain your calm. So sometimes you talk back. It happens.
Exactly.
And it also happens to members of the public too.
Exactly.
When the LASMA officer talks anyhow, they also want to talk back. Those things is neither here or not there, but it's reciprocal. You expect the way you talk to people for them to talk back to you. And sometimes being in that song, it's not easy. It's not easy. So when you talk to people, they don't listen. Okay, you talk to this one, doesn't listen, you talk to them, the next person you talk angrily.
Exactly.
You understand? So it happens sometimes. I don't sometimes blame them, but I encourage them to always talk politely to members of the board. But we have our numbers. You call me, go online, just check LASMA, Eco LASMA on Facebook and everything. You see our phone numbers there. You can always call us and lay your complaints. We will deal with it.
I've been, I think that was when I was coming back from Babatunde or something. Then there was an incident rather, that happened, and then I saw a LASMA official that was helping people who actually had that incident on that day. And I said to myself, is it the duty of a LASMA officer to actually help people who have incidents, or they just want to help? Is it part of their job?
It's not their duty, but it's a service. You understand? It's not my duty to see you be in need and for me to help you. Okay, but it's my compassion. Okay, and because we are always first responders as incidents of accidents, we have even trained our men to handle such incidences. Okay, it's something we trained about 1,000 just last year to be able. In fact, their vehicles are now kitted with first aid equipment so that they can quickly tackle such incidents. It's something that we encourage them to do. They stand by the injured, make sure ambulance comes in. They can't even leave. You know why? People will mill around the accident vehicle and cause traffic, and our job is to prevent traffic. So they can't leave. As much as possible, they want to evacuate the incident so that traffic can flow. So you see that they must stay and ensure that the injured are treated and evacuated.
And then now, last question for people who want to join the LASMA force, just like me. I want to be. I just want to join your team. So, what are the procedures required to join the LASMA team?
The LASMA is an arm of the civil service. Okay, we are employed by the Civil Service Commission. Everybody. So normally when there are openings, there are adverts. People apply and they do screening and bring them in. So we don't employ inside LASMA. Okay. It is the Civil Service Commission that employs and deploys here. But we have a program that we do. That's the LASMA Mayor for members of the public that we think they can assist us privately to control traffic. Okay. So that is easier, although not necessarily easy, because we have to scrutinize and verify your capacity to really perform that function. What's
the minimum qualification for one to be part of the LASMA?
No, you must be gainfully employed, and at least you must be literate, and you must also know those rules too. Okay, the rules that you want people to obey, you must know it. So we screen them to ensure they know the rules, gainfully employed, and they must be physically fit.
Thank you so very much, sir. And then you just heard that one from the managing director, that is Mr. General Manager. Please forgive my negligence. General Manager of the LASMA, Mr. Olawale Musa. He has given us all the tips we need to know about the LASMA. And please do not abuse these people, because they are not just an illiterate, or you just see them on the road and then you feel like you can just talk to them the way you feel like talking to them. They have parents, they have kids, they have families, and whoever you feel you have, they also have that. So you need to follow these rules and regulations so to avoid any misconception between yourself and the LASMA officials. And sir, please, I'd like you to give the viewers your Instagram handle, your page, not your personal page, but the LASMA page, so they could go check all the stuff the LASMA have done, and or phone number rather.
Okay, phone number 081 299 469. Okay, that should be our provost. Once you have a complaint, we have my own number. Don't call, I won't pick.
You just heard that. Do not call.
People will call before people will start calling. Nigerians, they will call, but I won't pick. 081 299 550. Okay, once you send those messages, just send messages on maybe WhatsApp. I'll get it. Somebody will call you. Then our Twitter handle is Eco LASMA, and Twitter handle is follow LASMA. Instagram Eco LASMA, and Facebook is Lagos State Government Authority.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you to our beautiful viewers. Thank you so much. Stick around to Free Talk TV. I still remain that lovely host, Benita Okore. Until I come your way next time. Bye.